Arcaport, Arcaport Multimodal Port and Airway Complex. NCF International Corporation, IT presents Arcaport, Port and Airline Multimod Complex. Description: Arcaport is a multimodal development project with an international impact, which serves national and international interests in overcoming known deficiencies in airport and air transport infrastructure. Due to its intrinsic characteristics, it has its own resources destined for investments in several other projects in the area of rail, waterway, and road infrastructure. In addition to human development, especially with regard to health, education, and urban infrastructure. Boldness: the boldness and size of the undertaking will change the logistics of movement of goods in the South Atlantic Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, projecting Brazil internationally in terms of port and air logistics infrastructure. As the largest country in the world, the Brazilian geo-economic situation will inexorably be affected with this undertaking. The expectation of Brazil's economic rise within the World Economic Framework, where it will become an economically stable and safe country for investments, will be within a period of 10 years. The project is composed of port with 12 arms and 12 berths, largest port in the world, bonded international airport with 8 runways, capable of receiving the largest aircraft in operation. Attached to the airport there will be a shopping mall, hotel, marina, technological college, technical school, hospital, 12 vertical parking towers for 800 vehicles each, resorts of houses and apartments, in addition to the administrative area and all the necessary infrastructure for loading and unloading of goods, boarding and disembarking of passengers, convention center for exposing products, auctions, business roundtables. At the Retroporto, tanks will be installed for storing fuel and chemical products. 04 shipyards, a truck center, an administrative center, areas for the storage of solid and liquid bulk, containers, all types of products, with emphasis on the flow of minerals. Center for oceanographic research, 2 industrial villages, national and international, for the assembly of different products such as motor vehicles and electronics. A naval base will be built on the breakwater, with a landing strip for aircraft. Construction: the whole project will be built over the sea, as a way to minimize environmental impacts, with 100% environmental quality, that is, ecologically correct. The construction will be carried out on crystallized rock pillars, with steel cables, avoiding interference with marine currents and facilitating free transit under the bridges that will connect the plateaus. Manpower: the implementation of the project will generate 750,000 direct jobs. When operational, the project will generate 2.5 million indirect jobs, due to the lack of specialized labor in the region where the project will be built in the country. The professional qualification and re-qualification programs will be launched together with the beginning of the works. Localization: the development will be installed within the continental platform facing the north coast of Bahia, Brazilian Maritime Territory. It will be built within a maritime area of 181 kilometers, 97.7322 nautical miles, in length, between 40 kilometers and 50 kilometers from the coast, that is, within the sea. The port will be built 100% over the sea. WHY within the continental platform, the choice of the maritime area for the implementation of the multimodal Arcaport project was for several reasons, some of which are informed below. Strategic maritime route point, the depth of the maritime draft, the fact of being within an international territory and on the continental shelf, the construction, licenses, and administration are in line with international water legislation. Industrial maritime tourist pole, it is because it is a National and international security port, the development's location is completely safe. Marine currents favor navigation on this portion of the coast, both in the sense of those who sail around the Cape of Good Hope, in southern Africa, and those who intend to sail northwards, towards the Panama Canal and North America. Also to the south, towards the Strait of Magellan, the currents favor navigation. Narrow continental platform. The continental platform on the north coast of Bahia is narrow, allowing great depths to be reached in small distances. As the port intends to contemplate drafts greater than 40 m in depth, this is a strategic factor. Areas contemplated for carrying out social projects, considering the area of direct impact on the socio-economic environment. A radius of 100 kilometers was defined around the development. This area comprises 48 municipalities, 06 of which belong to the state of Sergipe. Compatibility with ANTAC planning. The National Waterway Transport Agency, in 2009, published the study entitled Technical Subsidies for the Identification of Areas Destined for the Installation of Organized Ports or Authorization of Terminals for Private Use in Support of the General Plan of Grants. Final Report, Tome. In this document, the north coast of Bahia is listed as one of the priority areas. Integration with IASA projects. The Initiative for the Integration of South American Regional Infrastructure (IIRSA) signals several projects in the search for the integration of South America. Many of these projects have been implemented or are being implemented. In the case of the multimodal Arcaport project, several of these structuring projects converge in its surroundings, especially for the recently proposed hub called the Extended Amazon Hub, which integrates the north and northeast regions of Brazil with Peru, Colombia, and Ecuador. Investment in the region and benefits. All 48 municipalities will benefit from investments in urban infrastructure, health, and education. It is foreseen the implantation of standard regional hospitals in each municipality, popular pharmacies, construction of 250,000 standard houses. My House My Life with improvements. The houses will be donated to needy families among the 48 municipalities. Technical schools, ETECs, and technological colleges, FATECs, will be built in each municipality to qualify and re-qualify the employees who will work in the enterprise, as well as in direct labor. A high-speed train, VLT, will integrate these municipalities and allow fast and efficient commuting to work and, consequently, to the region as a whole. These works will start even during the implementation of the project. The VLT will travel through the 48 municipalities, connecting them to the airport plateau. Arcaport, Port and Airway Multimodal Complex. Arcaport, floor plan of the development. The construction period will be 5 years. Arcaport, floor plan of the enterprise. Private terminal port, port with 12 arms, each arm with 12 berths, 65 super windows, containing 3 windows of 150 meters, and one of 500 meters in length, minimum flow of up to 3,000 ships per month. Retroport truck center with all services for truck drivers, such as accommodation, mechanics, banks, rubber shop, among others, truck center with all services for truck drivers, such as accommodation, mechanics, banks, rubber shop, among others. Retroport fuel tank and chemicals, tanks for storing fuel and chemicals that are supplied through pipelines. Retroporto logistics area, container storage, vehicle storage, storage of products in general, areas destined to shipyards for the construction of fishing vessels, cargo, and tourism vessels. It is arm for fuel draining. National and International Customs Airport. Customs National and International Airport, plateau with 12 kilometers in diameter, containing Customs International Airport for cargo and passengers with 8 lanes of 8 kilometers in length, including the descent of an A380, shopping center, NCF International Corporation Arcaport Luxury Hospital, Metropolitan Hotel, resorts of modern houses, business center, Metropolitan Pharmacy, NCF International Corporation Arcaport Residential Building, resorts residence NCF International Corporation. Arcaport, private industrial poles, national and international, technological and sports center, convention center, private and Air Force hangars. It is vertical marina. Shopping center. Metropolitan Hospital. Luxury Hotel NCF International Corporation Arcaport. Resorts of modern houses. Resorts of modern houses. Business center. Residential building NCF International Corporation Arcaport. Private national and international industrial poles. Sports Technology Center. Convention Center. Private and Air Force hangars. Breakwater, central breakwater where a naval base will be built to be donated to the Brazilian Navy, containing an airstrip, an oceanographic institute. It is a structure to dock 150 warships. Special Private-Public Partnership Proposal (PPPE) for investment in logistics in the country with own resources, Brazil-Indiana Logistics Development. The developments, these are constructions, renovations, and expansions of roads, railways and waterways, railway mesh. There will be an expansion and revitalization of the rail networks, which will facilitate the transport of cargo to the terminal with a total expansion of new networks. Railway mesh. There will be an expansion and revitalization of the rail networks, which will facilitate the transport of cargo to the terminal with a total expansion of new networks. Harbor, logistics companies will handle an estimated 150,000 transport trucks monthly, an estimated monthly ship flow of 4,720 units. In terms of ores, there is an estimate of 100 million tons month, whose movement could be 6 times greater. There is an estimate of movement of 15,000 people day, with a monthly flow of 450,000 people. Tankage, the refineries will have 5 tanks of 750,000 tons each, making a total of 3,750 tons. In this part, it is estimated 112,500 million tons month in contract, whose handling may be doubled. The schedule of ships berthed per day will be 157 ships, with a monthly flow of 1,440 ships. Arcaport, logistics companies will move an estimated 1,500,000 transport planes monthly. Port System National. The Brazilian port system is made up of 34 public ports, including sea and river ports. Of this total, 16 are delegated, granted, or have their operation authorized by state and municipal governments. There are also 42 terminals for private use and 3 port complexes that operate under concession to the private sector. Ports, loading and unloading. Brazilian ports control 95% of the total volume of Brazilian imports and exports. This percentage clearly indicates the importance of the port sector for the overall development of the country. National Port Logistics Plan, PNLP, the Secretariat of Ports, of the Presidency of the Republic, SEPPR, started the construction of the National Port Logistics Plan, PNLP, as a support tool in decision-making. The PNLP is, therefore, the implementation of the resumption of the planning process of Brazilian ports, in a systemic and integrated way, which can be decisive in decision-making in the public sector and indicative for those in the private sector, expand the capacity of the port system in Brazil, clearly define the institutional organization. It is, improve management efficiency of national ports. Ports, loading and unloading. Brazilian ports control 95% of the total volume of Brazilian imports and exports. This percentage clearly indicates the importance of the port sector for the overall development of the country. Infrastructure and logistics. There are several important aspects related to the issue of infrastructure and the mineral sector. Even in the mineral research phase, the lack or absence of infrastructure and logistics is a decisive factor for prioritizing areas. The very construction of infrastructure works demands geological knowledge, necessary to define the optimal location of these works. Waterways, waterway mesh. Federal government railway construction and expansion projects. Railway Nova Transnordestina, Missão Valha, PSMCE. Nova Transnordestina Railway, Salgueiro, SWAT PE. Nova Transnordestina Railway, Salgueiro, Trindade PE. Nova Transnordestina Railway, Trindade, Ilha Martins, PE Pi. Section of the West-East Integration Railway, Construction Key Type BA, Barreiras BA, Lot 5, BA. Section of the West-East Integration Railway, Construction Key Type BA, Barreiras BA, Lot 5A. BA, and, Section of the West-East Integration Railway, Construction Key Type BA, Barreiras BA, Lot 6, BA. Federal Government Road Construction and Expansion Projects, BR-101PB, Duplication Subsection Lucina, Div. PBPE, Marginal Routes, PB, BR-101PE, Recife Contour Subsection Duplication, PE, BR-101PE, Duplication Subsection Palmares, PE Old Currency, PE, BR-101SC, Tunnel do Formigão Moro, SC. BR-101SC, Bridge for Transposing the Lagoa do Imarui, SC, BR-101SC, Crossing Laguna, SC, and BR-101RN, Complementary Works, Marginals Natal Panamirim, RN. Federal Government Waterway Construction and Expansion Projects, Tietê Waterway, SP, Madeira Corridor, AM-RO, Marcosa Corridor, RS, Paraguay Corridor, MSMT, Madeira Corridor, AM-RO, Marcosa Corridor, RS, and Parana Corridor, GO mg MSPRSP. The Arcaport Project. The Arcaport project is in the prior license phase to start works inside the sea. All the requirements of the Brazilian Navy's Norman 11 have been fulfilled to obtain the prior license for construction within the sea. with only the 3 technical meetings missing for the release of the previous license, which after these meetings, may be released within 90 days. The creation of the project started in 2011. The compliance of all requirements with the competent body for the release of the construction license, with its term of compliance with the requirements in the year 2018, in the year 2019, due to personal issues, and shortly then, because of the pandemic which rocked the world. I had no alternative except to leave the project stopped, waiting for events, that is, the end of this pandemic, to restart the execution of this project. Our objective is to schedule the technical meetings, in this year, 2023, to obtain the prior license by the month of May, and start the worksite by the end of that year. Arcaport, the worksite will be inside the sea. IT will be assembled with vessels, which will be 50 kilometers inside the sea, forming a structure with modern cutting-edge technology and with efficiency. The port will not be built inside the sea. IT will be assembled inside the sea, with cutting-edge technology, never seen in the world, including 100% clean energy, generated by the planet's gravity, a 100% ecologically correct project, with cutting-edge environmental technology, which will also be used to transform leaked oil, or any product, into clean, drinking water. There will be a sea recovery and cleaning process up to 100 kilometers from the project. All liquid waste within the port's river network will be transformed into clean water and returned to the sea. All solid waste inside the garbage recycling plant will be transformed into dissoluble organic material that may be reusable. It will have other types of technology to benefit nature conservation. The Arcaport project will have the largest social project in the world, because 90% of its annual revenue will be divided to some projects such as investment projects for social and environmental development, infrastructure, education, health, transport, public safety. For several countries, these projects will receive investment from our group in the form of donation and the implementation of these projects. There will be projects at private funds for all countries that make private bilateral commercial agreements to obtain the benefits, investment in social projects to end hunger and misery in the world, environmental recovery projects in the world. The annual revenue of the port will be $6 trillion per year. In port, the concepts will be headed to manage the following: windows, arms, cradles, airport, hotel, house and apartment resorts, the 12 parking towers for 800 vehicles each, hospital, faculties and technical schools for qualification of port employees, multi-sports center, national industrial pole, international industrial center, truck center, pole of tanks for oil products and petrochemical products, and logistics center. These concessions may be for up to 20 years and may be renewed. Dr. Nilsi Fonseca, Group President, NCF International Corporation. Arcaport Multimodal Port and Airway Complex. Thanks.